East Indian mango is my all-time favorite mango to eat. I love absolutely everything about East Indian mango. And right here, I have I have three East Indian mangoes currently, two of which are growing in containers and one in the rocks. We have other mango trees as well, but those are the East Indian mango tree. And this one is doing pretty okay in a container, but not as well as I would like it to do. It is planted in a half a barrel, about 25 gallon of soil that it is planted in, and it is producing a ton of flowers, but no fruits. So if it is that you want your fruit trees to produce in containers, there is one disadvantage to planting fruit trees in containers, and that um, it needs to be fed on a regular basis. Because it is in a container, you have to have drainage. And so when even with the charcoal that I use in my soil, the nutrients get depleted after a while. And so most fruit trees, they are heavy feeders, so they require feeding. That's one of the disadvantages. But when you are in a position where you cannot plant in soil, either you're at a rental property, a lease property that you know you might have to move on from, or you're living where there is just no soil present, like myself, or it's absolutely rocky. There is no other choice but to plant in containers. But your fruit trees must produce. And so I'm going to show and share with you how I care for my fruit trees in order for them to produce in containers. Now, this is the only East Indian mango that is currently producing in a container. But I can give you an example of a fruit tree that I currently have growing in containers, well, in a container that is currently producing, and then I show you how I fertilize both this fruit tree and all the others. So just take a stroll with me. You are looking at my June plum tree, and this is in a even smaller container. This is planted in a 5 gallon bucket. It is in about 4 gallons of soil, because it's not it's not filled all the way up with soil, and it is producing amazingly. Now this is a dwarf variety. I think it was grafted. I'm not sure. I purchased a dwarf June plum. I'm not sure how it was done, but it is producing amazingly in a container. But as I said, it needs to be fed regularly, and I'm gonna show you how I feed. I feed all of them very same way, and they also need to be watered regularly. So that's one of the things that you must consider when you're planting fruit trees in containers. They need to be watered regularly. But this is doing amazing, and there are so many other fruit trees, lemons, oranges, that so many other fruit trees that can grow and do well in containers, bearing in mind that they must be taken care of. Now let's take care of the mango trees so we can get some fruit soon. I know we will, and I'll definitely keep you on that journey with me. I'll definitely take you on the journey, so you're encouraged to do so. There's so many things I do here that you guys didn't think was possible. This is also going to be one. A lot of you didn't think this was possible. So what you're looking at in the container, these are leaves from my pineapples that I pruned a couple days ago with you. And in my bucket that I have here, this is fresh soil along with rabbit manure in here. Now, the rabbit manure might not look like the rabbit manure that you normally see, and this is because it has been cured. There's no need to cure rabbit manure. You can use it on your plant immediately, but I had excess, and so it sat in the elements until it broke down like this. Insects and stuff like that help to break down the manure. So I'm going to feed my plant with this. Now, in this manure, there's a lot of nitrogen, really. And I'm feeding it with this in particular right now because I noticed that I have some leaves that are yellowing, and that is indicating to me that it is lacking in nitrogen. I'm not sure if it needs potassium and stuff like that added. If so, I'll add some banana tea if I realize that I'm watering for a while and I'm not seeing any improvement. Now, when I got this tree, I, you know what? I was about to say to you that I did not see any evidence of the tree being engrafted, but I'm now seeing evidence. So I am wondering if I should remove these young growth from here, because right here I'm noticing where this tree was grafted. And so down here, more than likely, is going to be a common mango, and up there is going to be where the East Indian mango is. So Miss Anne gave me this plant, so I'm going to ask you, madam, what should I do? Should I allow my mango tree to produce two different type of mangoes, or should I remove these lower? Let me know, guys. Let me know what I should do. Should I allow these to remain and produce on the, this is the rootstock, and then this would be the engrafted peat bit? Let me know. I'd really love to know what your opinion on this is. That's interesting. Let me get another container of soil and manure to place on here. I did not notice this. That's pretty interesting. Now I am going to remulch. So the mulch that was there before, that's going to break down and feed the soil. And the new, it will continue to break down and feed the soil, break down and feed the soil. Now, as I said, if I water this and I realize that the plant, the mangoes are still not holding and the leaves are still yellow, then I'll add some banana tea. I don't want to over fertilize the plant, but I'll keep you posted on this one. Now I have a smaller plant back here in a container as well that I'm also going to be putting some fertilizer on. This mango tree is also in a 5-gallon container, but actually this is about 3 gallons of soil, and it is doing well. This is definitely an engrafted tree. It is way smaller than my other mango tree that I have back here, but it is also doing very well, and it is possible for it to produce within the next year or two. And so, and I'm hoping it will do that in this container, as I don't plan on moving it anytime soon. I'm gonna place the same thing on here, and so it's not producing any blossoms, so this is just to boost the growth of the plant, but it is looking good. And I'm going to mulch this as well. So that is basically it. You have to continuously feed the fruit trees that are in containers. That's the only drawback. The one of the advantages I like is that when you plant your fruit trees, you can always take it with you. Wherever you go, you can always take it with you. Now, I don't want you to feel as though if you don't have animal manure, you can't fertilize your plants organically. You can use compost. If it is your soil, your container is filled to the top with soil, you can remove some of those depleted soil and replace it with fresh composted soil. It works just as well. If you don't want to use products that byproducts of animals, you don't necessarily must use animal manure to fertilize your trees. And if you don't have access to any of those homemade fertilizers, there are organic fertilizers that you can purchase for that are specific to fruit trees to help your fruit trees that are planted in containers to produce. But it is possible to have your fruit trees produce in containers. And I can't wait to harvest my East Indian mangoes out of my containers. I just cannot wait. I'm making my way to my East Indian mango that is planted in the rocks down here. I need one more bucket of soil. Now this one need a little weeding out. This one is farthest from me, so it get the least amount of care. It is far away, but the weeds take advantage of it because it is constantly being watered from our bathroom. So the weeds are all over it. This one I am very, very hopeful because our other fruit trees that guys have eaten weed, or other fruit trees that are planted in the rocks, they produce so much fruits. Guys, it's just a blessing. It's just a blessing the amount of fruits that we harvest from our fruit trees planted in the rocks. So many fruits every day. Every single day we pick something. If it's not one fruit, it's the other every day. And we are so incredibly grateful. Now, those ones, this one is privilege because those trees get absolutely no care whatsoever. None whatsoever. This is our watering hose or irrigation system. Don't want to clog it. I'm trying to move it back a little so I can put my fresh soil and manure on it. This one is privileged to be getting any form of feeding. Most of them, but all the others, especially in the food forest, they get nothing. But they still produce so much. I don't know. I don't know how to explain how, but they just do. All right, so these are some corn trash that we got from our corn that we harvested right here. This is doing good. I think I should get some more bush and put over it so it does not get washed away. Let me do that. This gungo plant is doing incredible. Right up in front of you right here, this is a star fruit planted in 2 tires. It is doing amazing. It has rabbit manure on there, so I'm not going to even bother with that. Let me focus on my mango trees. I'm gonna get some. Oh, I can get some over here. I use things like these. Just go and get some wild tamarind, any bush I can find to cover. Eventually they'll break down to cover the soil so it does not get washed away, especially when it rains. I use things like these. The free resources that we have available, because everything, including mulch, is so expensive in this country. And I know it is expensive everywhere. So we have to use up what we have. My noni tree is producing in containers. Yes, yes. All right. That looks good. Something right here. cover this side. Good. Right. Let's go mulch the other mango trees. These are some lignum vitae leaves, and these are one of my favorite things to use to, to, to mulch my fruit trees and my veggies. So I'm going to use this to mulch my container. Guess what? The leaves just fall off so easily off of this. Just like so. And it looks so pretty when they're dry. So I love to use it to mulch. When I just planted my strawberries, this is what I used to mulch it. And one of you watched and asked, what was the name of the mulch? And I was like, it's lignum vitae leaves. This is what I use, guys. So I pruned off the lignum vitae the other day to make way for my grapevine. And so, yeah, utilizing the leaves. Just like so. And now all this need for now is some water, guys. Please remember to let me know what I should do about the growth down here. I'd love to know. All right, let me do that one and then wrap up for today. Same lignum vitae leaves using on this one as well. Oh, the thing is, sometimes the breeze just blow these out because they're so light, but they're so pretty. I love to use it. All right, so that's basically how I take care of my East Indian mango trees to help them to produce fruits for me in the future. And I know they will. I have faith. Whenever you plant your plants, I have faith in them and they'll come through for you. So I want to thank you guys so very much for joining me in the garden yet again. Thank you so much. I appreciate your support and your encouragement. Guys, thank you so very much. Remember, you can share pictures of your garden under our community right here on YouTube. All right, let me know how your gardens are doing. Thank you guys for watching. Appreciate you so very much. Please remember to like and leave your comments. If you're watching and you've not yet subscribed, guys, please remember to hit that subscribe button and also the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever I post new videos. Thank you so very much. And always, guys, remember to share the videos and so the videos are able to go out to more persons on this amazing platform. Thank you all so very much. My members, appreciate you all so much. New viewers and subscribers, welcome. And to my old viewers, thank you so very much for sticking around with me here on the rocks. Appreciate you. Bye, guys.